Buildings on fire, cars up in flames, and stores cleared out by looters. Another night of outrage over the death of George Floyd in Minneapolis. And tonight, protests happening in New York City as well. Good evening. I'm Christine Johnson.
I'm Maurice Dubois. We begin here with that developing story. Dozens of people have been arrested here in New York, and at this hour, the protests are still going on. Let's get to CBS 2's Allie Bauman live with the very latest tonight in Union Square. Allie.
Well, Maurice and Christine, the NYPD says at least 40 people have been arrested in today's protests, and charges include assaulting a police officer, criminal possession of a weapon, and civil disobedience. In Minneapolis, those 4 police officers have been fired, but there is mounting anger nationwide over the lack of criminal charges against them. Protesters took to Union Square Thursday, marching to City Hall, shutting down traffic in Lower Manhattan. Demonstrations were overall orderly but turned tense, with fights breaking out between protesters and police. Some people throwing traffic drums at officers and trying to take their bikes. Frustration and pain stretching across the country over the killing of George Floyd in Minnesota this week.
If you unlawfully obstruct pedestrian traffic, you may be placed under arrest.
The city of Minneapolis is still smoldering on its 3rd day of protests. Demonstrations began peacefully Wednesday but turned violent. At least 30 fires were reported. Looters smashed store windows. One man was killed by a shop owner.
It doesn't help anything, but it lets you know they're tired. They're tired of being oppressed, being misused, being abused, being murdered at will.
The outcry over seeing Officer Derek Chauvin's knee pressed into George Floyd's neck for 7 minutes while the man pleads for help. NYU professor Dr. Deidre Royster studies racial inequities.
And you know that any other body is not going to receive that level of excessive force. You know that we've hit a breaking point.
Among those demanding justice in Minneapolis, the mother of Eric Garner, who died in 2014 after an NYPD officer put him in a chokehold during an arrest.
This is just opening up an old wound, pouring salt into it.
This NYPD detective took to social media, saying those Minneapolis police officers have brought shame to the uniform.
Me and every good cop in the department are different from that heinous act. We take an oath to serve and protect. I would like to say that that officer failed on both aspects. And because he has failed, he is not my friend, he is not my brother, but he is my enemy.
The Minneapolis police chief today apologized for those officers' actions. The NYPD commissioner also called the video deeply disturbing. And also today, the Chicago police chief has ordered mandatory training for positional asphyxiation. We're live from Union Square tonight. Allie Bauman, CBS 2 News.